All right, bro, let's get right into it, man. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm in Detroit. I'm a Warriors fan. I'm not going to dress up nicely. I'm not editing this video. I got to go to work in an hour, but I cannot leave the house without recording this video. I've been a Warriors fan for a very long time. If you follow the content, I watch all teams in the NBA, but I am a Warriors fan first. That's my team. That is the team that I support. And things are at an all-time low in terms of chemistry, in terms of win-loss record, in terms of how many times I can look at this team and say they're broken. How many times I can look at this team and say that they're not the same team that they were many years ago. Shoot, even 18 months ago, this team looks drastically different from what it was. And I got to say, last night, terrible loss. Terrible loss. The Golden State Warriors are now 10-12. I'm pretty sure they're like 4-11 in their last couple of games here. They've been under 500 in that stretch. Very bad losses. And the funny part is, in the majority of these losses that Golden State has had, they've had many chances to win. They've had many overtime periods against teams. They've had many blown leads. They've had many games where they've been up as high as 21, 22, maybe even 23, but they lose the lead over and over and over, and there's so many problems plaguing this team. I don't want to take too long with this video. It's going to be a 10-minute video. I'm going to dive into more of this on my podcast. Took a long time. It's coming. I'm tired of saying it's coming, but I have to keep myself going, to keep myself motivated. Let's get right to it, though, man. Last night's game, the Golden State Warriors go into Phoenix. Last night, Kevin Durant, late scratch, does not play. It's Booker and Bradley Beal. And what do we see? We see the two biggest players for the team outside of Steph Curry and Draymond Green, which we'll get to Draymond Green later. We see Klay Thompson and Andrew Wiggins both have absolute stinkers in a game that matters for chemistry and morale, a game that is still super duper competitive. We see Andrew Wiggins. Let's start with him. 15 minutes played in this game. If I tell you Andrew Wiggins plays 15 minutes, you're thinking he got hurt, something's wrong. No. He was ready to play. He played 15 minutes. You want to know why he played 15 minutes? Because he was atrocious in the game. The defense was not what we expect from Andrew Wiggins. A couple notches down. Offensively, he was absolutely terrible. 1 for 7 from the floor. 1 for 3 from the three-point line. A minus 19 on the game. He had 3 points and 3 turnovers. He had the same amount of turnovers as points. That is horrible. And for this season, again, go watch the videos. I said coming in for Golden State, this was a team that could be better than last year, but there would still be a ceiling. Well, scratch all that. This team is worse than last year. It's officially worse than last year from my eye test of how the team looks. And a big part of that is Andrew Wiggins is a guy that we've looked at to be reliable. We've looked at Andrew Wiggins over these last 3 years that he's been a Warrior as a guy that can come in, play every game, give you heart, give you effort, play hard, and be consistent for our team, which has a lot of variance as it is. So coming into the season, I thought Wiggins could be around 16, maybe 17, and I kept it at that because I knew coming in Andrew Wiggins had a rib injury or whatever. That takes time. His conditioning might be off. Let me give him a month or 2 months. That was my thought process. We're now in December, and Andrew Wiggins continues to be one of the worst players in basketball, one of the worst offensive players in basketball, and we all know he's much better than this. He's had games this season where he shows you why he can be more than what he's been. But so far, I'm pretty sure he's shooting 40% from the field, 12 points, a little over 3 rebounds a game for Andrew Wiggins. A little over 3 is bad. That's not good production from him. And the field goal percentages have been low. Last I checked, he was shooting 15% from 3 people. 15. Not even 20 or 25. 15% from 3. And it's not like he's taking 1 or 2 threes a game. No. He's taking a good solid 3 through 5 threes a game. I can book that. That's what he's taking. So for him to be playing this bad makes the team a lot worse. Because once again, the variance of this team, the struggles that we knew this team was going to have coming in, a lot of that would be quelled by Andrew Wiggins playing good defense. Maybe not Andrew Wiggins' defense of old, but generally really solid, really good defense, right? Whereas the Andrew Wiggins of old, in my opinion, was an all-NBA caliber defensive player when he was at his best in 2022. He's far from that right now. Far from that. And offensively, he's turning the ball over as a guy that is not a playmaker. He had 1 assist tonight. He normally has more turnovers than assists. That's fine. But he had 6 turnovers last game. It had 9 points. You follow that performance up with the 3-point performance in 15 minutes, where you and Klay Thompson, who are going to get to next, gets benched. So Wiggins' play has been bad. He's been taking a lot of our lineups. He's been a negative in many different lineups, and we expect him to be better. I'm no longer expecting him to maybe get back to the 18 PPG Wiggins. I just want a more consistent one, but I don't know how things are looking. It's one thing to say, tough start. We in December now, y'all. We in December now. No Dame time. We are in December now. The clock is ticking on the patience for us to learn how to play basketball at the level we were at, if not somewhere near it. Andrew Wiggins is far from that. Let's get to Klay Thompson, man. Every single day on Golden State Twitter, on NBA Twitter, I'm talking with people and they're telling me how Klay is a terrible basketball player. They're telling me how number 11 should be traded. They're telling me how he's far from what he was in his past days. And for me, maybe this is selfish. Y'all let me know in the comments. I'm a Warriors fan. I know Klay. Klay's never been consistent. Klay's never been a consistent offensive player. He might shoot 40% from 3 in the playoffs, but his overall play has never been consistent. Defensively, he gave you everything he had when he was healthy before the injuries, right? Last year, bad to start the season. Steph goes out, best player on the team with Jordan Poole on it, and is carrying us through a stretch where we need the wins in a bad way. The isolation game winners, the 50-point game. We saw that from Klay last year. Best volume 3-point shooting season of his career last year. We come into this season, and I say this. Listen, y'all, it's going to be ugly. Klay going to shoot bad to start. I say that. I note that. Because I know this team. I know Klay Thompson. He's going to start off bad. Then he going to have this stretch in December through February, March, whatever you want to call it, where he's going to start shooting way better. He's going to start playing like an all-star because that's what he did last year. And he's done that before in his past as well. Normally, he has very slow starts, right? But I'm thinking, okay, he'll figure it out fine. In this game, Klay Thompson was 2 for 10, 1 for 8 from 3, 7 points. 7 points. 4 more than Wiggins, 7 points. 2 free throws, 5 rebounds, no assists, 1 turnover. Okay. Just terrible shot selection. Really bad shot selection, y'all. I'm seeing him take the most contested shots known to man, where he catches the ball, sees the face in his hand and says, I don't see you. He does a John Cena, I don't see you. He shoots it. Doesn't make it. And I would understand these Klay Thompson shots if he was in rhythm. And again, like I said, I know Klay, right? Tough shots are for the course with Klay. But to see him also struggle in Andrew Wiggins, again, one of these guys, I don't care who you think it is, one of these guys coming in, you would look to as the number 2 guy or the number 2 option on a team with Steph Curry before this season. Most said Wiggins because he's younger. He can play better defense. He can also score 18 to 19 a game. He can't shoot like Klay, but he's a better overall player than Klay. Wiggins has been bad too. So you have 2 guys who we look at to be sources of the offense, bad. Steph Curry, 8 for 24, 4 for 15, 4 free throws, 24 points, minus 15, 2 turnovers. Steph has played so passive this season, waiting for people to get their shit together, waiting for people to understand how to fit in and play their roles and lock in and do what they do best. But he also has had some bad moments. He also has had bad turnovers. He also has had moments where the shot selection is, like, you're the best shooter ever, but is that the shot? Is that the shot we want? No, not really. Not really. But seeing how much he has to floor raise and carry and do so and so and so with, I understand. Because he's still been playing at a phenomenal level. 29 a game this season. Still shooting 43%, 44%, whatever it is from three on like 11 to 12 threes a game. That's insane. You got to give it credit. But he had a bad game this game. I think that's fine to say. He didn't answer the runs when we were down. As a superstar, you expect guys to step up in those positions. He didn't do that this game. It was harder for him to do this game. But it's also hard when your star player has an off game, shoots 24 points, and still heavily outscores the starters. Klay Thompson, 7. Andrew Wiggins, 3. That takes us to Draymond Green. No, that takes us to Kevon Looney. We're going to get to Draymond. That takes us to Kevon Looney. 0 points, 2 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 personal fouls, 0 shots taken. Listen, I love Looney. I'm not going to sit here and try to shit on Looney, but I've said for years, Looney would be so good if he was a backup. He would be so good if he's not the main big that we relied on to play minutes, because we know offensively he can't really do much. He can't really get off the ground. He bobbles passes. He doesn't have the vert that these other younger bigs have, that a Trace Jackson has on the bench. He doesn't have that, but he's a fundamental big. Understands where to be. Well, he doesn't look the same this year either. There's a lot of problems with this team. A lot of guys are underplaying their level this year. But now it takes us to Draymond Green. Might be the thumbnail based on what I chose to go with. Draymond Green, 17 minutes. Draymond played 17 minutes. Did he get hurt? No. He got ejected. 1 for 3 from the field. 0 for 2 from 3. 2 points. 3 turnovers. 2 assists. 2 rebounds. You want to know what's funny? There was no indication in this game at any point that Draymond was going to take this game more seriously, that Draymond was going to be locked in the game and play better. Draymond looked bad in this game to start. He looked kind of invisible, kind of shaky. Draymond, where are you? Wasn't really seeing much. And then on a random play, Nurkic is in his face, and he just chooses to just throw his hands everywhere. That's what Draymond does. He just throws his hands all over the place, willy-nilly. Ejected. Should be suspended, probably. Right? And this is after choking out Gobert and getting 5 games. Right? And it sucks for me because Draymond has been one of my favorite players ever to watch. He still is. And I have to live with the fact that once his career is over, even though he's been a winning player, even though he's been one of the best defenders my generation has ever seen in life, how he has re-evolutionized modern day basketball and how it's played, they're going to say he was a fighter. He was a clown. He did stupid shit all over the court that puts a stain on his name as an NBA player. That's going to be his legacy with the way it's going for Draymond Green. Going to probably get suspended another 5 games. Because remember, Draymond, repeat offender. You can't get suspended in the same season for a physical act, and then literally 6 games later, or whatever it is, it's been very close proximity, you do the same shit again. He's out of there probably. That's probably what it is. And then you get to the bench. And the bench, yet again, outplays the starters heavily. Dario Saric, 15 points, 5 for 9, 2 for 4. He's been great all season long. Chris Paul, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 11 assists. I hate the Chris Paul style line. You want to know why? Because it sounds like crazy. And it probably was. But when I'm watching it, bro, a lot of it is slow. A lot of it is predictable. A lot of it isn't like getting other people involved crazy. A lot of the offense for the bench is Chris Paul, Dario. Every play begins and ends with them in some way. If it's a assist, hockey assist, whatever you want to call it, they are the cause of our offense on the bench. I saw one play where Chris Paul threw Kuminga a lot. I'm like, wow, how many of those have we seen all year? Not many of them. But they play well. They outplay the starters. Moody, off night, still finished 3 for 6, 2 for 3 from 3, 12 points. Didn't even feel like he had 12 points in the game. That's how he impacts the game on a night-to-night basis. But you have guys like Andrew Wiggins in the starting lineup. You guys like Klay Thompson playing badly, taking minutes away from him. Pods, a rookie point guard, 18 points, 5 assists, 11 rebounds, 18 and 11 off the bench in 29 minutes. They said he wasn't going to be NBA ready. He clearly is. One of the best players on the team, arguably maybe one of the best 5 players on this team already. That's what Pods has been doing when he plays like this, that is. When he's not playing like Ben Simmons next to Chris Paul, because when Chris Paul's on the floor, Pods is not initiating stuff. He's not getting to the basket like that. Well, he was aggressive tonight and we needed it. Still lost. Kuminga, 6 for 10, 1 for 3 from 3, 3 for 7 from the free throw line, 16 points, 6 rebounds. The effort was there. The effort was truly there from Kuminga. We got to see more. That's my work alarm, by the way. We got to see more. All in all, this was a heartbreaking loss, but not so heartbreaking because for all the games that I've been watching for the Warriors, games that I haven't really documented as much because of life stuff, it's been the same. They build up a big lead or they have a lead at halftime. They come out in the third quarter. They keep adding to the lead, and then when it's like 6 minutes left in the third quarter, they collapse. They let the other team get back in the game. Then the fourth quarter is pretty much anybody's game based on who wants to out-execute who, what calls are called, yada, yada, yada. When Draymond got out the game, we started playing better basketball. I'll be honest with you. It was rough at first for the first 2 or 3 minutes, but we started playing better basketball. Starters are not playing like starters. Guys are not playing at their level. And for Draymond to make a decision like that, he's going to be out for a couple more games. So now there's no excuse for Trace to not play. And I've been saying this all the time, especially in last night's game. If Bo can get NBA minutes, Trace Jackson can as well. He can. Especially when he comes in after not playing for how many games? Right? Like maybe 10 plus games not playing. Not even in the G League. Sitting on the bench watching people take his minutes. Comes in, plays 7 minutes, 2 points and a block and a steal. That's what Trace did. That quickly, quick impact. And his first minutes were not shared with Steph Curry in the high pick and roll. It was with Chris Paul, who was making efforts to throw 3-point shooters passes, but not Trace in the pick and roll. Why? Because he's probably not used to playing with him. But that being said, Trace was effective in those 7 minutes. He stayed ready. How many rookies get thrown in randomly, not even expecting to play, and they're ready to play? He was ready to play. So with Draymond gone, lace him up. Lace him up. No excuses. The Warriors are not a top 10 seed in the conference right now. They're playing sorry. It's sorry and it's pathetic basketball, but it's my team. So I'm going to watch. I'm going to document some stuff. There's some more in-depth things I'll be getting to with breakdowns and all that. But frankly, I'm tight. I got to go to work. I'm a Detroiter. The Detroit Pistons are bad as well. I'm going to a Pistons game tonight, and I just want to see better basketball. I want to see better from a Golden State team that people had somewhat in the mix. Again, I told y'all we was going to be mid, and I still feel like that's true. I feel like we're better than this still, and part of that is because we're playing good teams. We're just not winning. Normally, if you don't beat good teams, you're not a good team. But we've beaten all the bad teams. And I think that towards the end of the season, towards the end of our schedule, we have a much lighter schedule than other teams. So this is probably going to make a run and be better. But change has to happen. Trades have to happen. You have to get a better secondary scoring option if you want to save this season. I don't have time to go in the trade machine and tell you this and that, so and so and so. I've done it a million times. Gotta see it. So those are my thoughts. Y'all have a good day. This was 19 minutes. It was supposed to be 10 minutes, but my venting just took over the video. If you rock with the content, I don't know, like, comment, subscribe, whatever. I'm going to catch y'all. No edits today. This is just straight off the chest. More content will be dropping soon. Tap into playback. That's where I watched the game live last night. Tap in there. We just hit 102 followers. Appreciate that. But peace out. All those links will be in the description. I'm going to catch y'all, man. Have a good one. No edits. We got to play better basketball. Appreciate your team if they're playing good basketball. I get the nitpicking, but seriously, bro, seeing this team choke many leads over and over and over, it's tough. Peace.